and post-game. So twice a day for every single game the Yankees play. That's a big part of his job. So the Yankees take the field. The rain has stopped. Cam Schlittler is warming up to face the Boston Red Sox. So why don't we take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup? Jaron Duran in left field. Ceddanne Rafaela in center. Wilyer Abreu in right. Cleaning up first baseman, Wilson Contreras having a very good year. Masataka Yoshida, the DH, will bat fifth, batting sixth, and catching former Yankee farmhand Mickey Gasper. Caleb Durbin at third base will bat seventh, batting eighth, and playing second base, another Yankee draft pick, Anthony Siegler, and Marcelo Meyer, the shortstop, will bat ninth. Who are they facing? The big right-hander. It is Cam Schlittler, 7-3, with a league-best 1.89 ERA, more than a strikeout per inning, and the walks really good. 13 walks in 76 and a third innings pitch. Let's check out the Nissan pitcher scouting report.
Well, he's on schedule. We're not on schedule, Michael. We had a little rain delay, but he is on schedule. Warren moved till tomorrow while Cam stays on his regular 4 days rest. And, forget about it. He's been so good since coming up last year. Last start, career high 5 runs. You know what happens once in a while. It's just the way this game goes. And do it again. His first 2 starts have been memorable. Game 3 last year in the wild card series, 8 shutout innings and 12 strikeouts. And then again this April, 8 innings, 1 earned run in a Yankee win. So he's had his way with the Red Sox to this point.
Let's check out the defense behind him. Bellinger, Grisham, and Caballero left to right. In the infield, Rosario against the lefty. He'll play at third. Volpe, Chisholm, and Goldschmidt. Ali Sanchez behind the plate. And Ben Rice is the DH. Jaron Duran is ready. Cam Schlittler is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. Foul back, we're underway. 99 miles an hour. His velocity was down a little bit in his last start, and he starts off with a 99.
You see Durant really cheating to get to the fastball. And I noticed in his last start, Cleveland, they looked like they were just trying to get it started, hit him early in the count, and catch up to that fastball.
High pop-up in the middle of the infield. Who's going to take it? It'll be Jazz Chisholm Jr., 1 away. All right, DJ Rayburn is the home plate umpire. Umpire scouting report brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Considered pitcher-friendly, but trending toward neutral. 46 calls have been challenged, 23 overturned. More low strikes on righty batters, more outside strikes on righty batters. 19th big league season. He's the crew chief. Here's Rafaela. John Lipke is the home plate ump. Steven Jasinski at second, and Sean Barber is over third. That completes the starting 4 for the umpires. Red Sox 8 games under 500, and most of the damage has been done because they can't win at home. They're 10-21 at Fenway Park, worst mark of any home team. On the road, they're above average. They're 17-14. But at 27-35, this team is on pace for 91 losses.
Yeah, something's got to change. There's going to be a lot going on in Boston this offseason. But, you usually set up your team to play well at home, around your ballpark. And that's always been an offensive ballpark in Fenway. And when your offense is way down like the Red Sox, you're going to get beat at home.
That's punched to right field. It's a base hit. So Rafaela with a 1-out single.
We always knew that Rafaela could play defense, and they're just waiting for him somewhat to come around offensively. Cutter just shoot it the other way, and it has gone that way this year so far. Coming into the game hitting .282 and going up with that hit.
Big crowd here at the ballpark on this Sunday afternoon. Wilyer Abreu digs in. Rafaela has 6 stolen bases. Now, one of the things that we'll keep a close eye on is Ali Sanchez. It's hard to get to know a staff right away. He's been in the minors with the Yankees, and he was in spring training with them as well. But he is not on the same page the way that Austin Wells and J.C. Escara are on that page.
Yeah, it's such a difference when you're on the same page, as you put it, Michael, with the catcher. You don't shake off a lot. You trust in what they see. You know, Sanchez, fifth major league season. He's got 50 career games only, though, but he's a professional catcher. So, you know, he's well known, regarded as a good defensive catcher. So that shouldn't be an issue.
2-1 on Abreu. And a strike. 2-2.
You know, Mike, I'm pretty sure it's the same, and I'm sure you know the answer, but minor leagues have the same challenge. They 2 per team and things like so. Nothing changes as a catcher coming up from the minor leagues.
Only thing is they're off on Mondays.
Yeah, well, we get Mondays off once in a while.
Not this Monday. They go right to Cleveland. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. 99. Right by him.
Yeah, his velocity's been up, and he's used all of his fastballs to this point. This is the two-seamers. He had kind of run away a little bit, but with high velocity. The one thing that you notice in the game today, four-seamers, two-seamers, basically the same velocity. I don't know what has changed, but in the old days, sinkers used to take, 3 or 4 miles an hour off the fastball. Not anymore.
There's Wilson Contreras. Right in on the hands, popped up, shallow left. Backing up is Volpe, and he'll make the play for the final out. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Red Sox nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. And let's find out in what order they'll come to bat. Here's the Sunday lineup presented by Hexclad.
Here's the Sunday lineup presented by Hexclad.
Here's our Yankees starting lineup. Batting first, playing first base, number 48, Paul Goldschmidt. Batting second as a designated hitter, number 22, Ben White. Batting third, left fielder, number 35, Cody Bellinger. Batting fourth, playing third base, number 14, Ahmed Aguilar. Batting fifth, center fielder, number 12, Trent Grisham. Batting sixth, playing shortstop, number 11, Anthony Volpe. Batting seventh, playing second base, number 13, Josh Dishon Jr. Batting eighth, playing right field, number 72, Jose Caballero. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 39, Ali Sanchez. Starting pitcher for the Yankees, now playing on Cam Schlitzler. Go Yankees!
When you throw an Ali Sanchez as starting catcher, that's a trick question, right?
Ranger Suarez will get the start. This will be his 12th start, 2-3, 3.38. You see his numbers. Let's check out the Nissan Pitcher Scatter Report.
Well, he's been up and down. 9 earned runs in his last 2 starts. But before that, only 1 earned run in 4 starts. So kind of like hit or miss so far.
First pitch, and Goldschmidt pops up in foul territory to Contreras.
Something has changed. I mean, he has had a career-wise a great changeup. Last year, hitters only 203 against it. This year, 263. So not nearly as effective as in the past years. And his put-away pitch, he uses his curveball a lot with 2 strike, and it's been really good this year. 156, no home runs, and a 57% strikeout rate. So keep that in the back of your mind as a hitter late in the count.
Ben Rice swings through a fastball. Time is called, and I guess his chain is distracting Rice. And you see DJ Rayburn said, put the chain inside. Doesn't seem like a chain that would distract anyone.
Well, Bling out there might be catching up the Rays.
That might be it. That's the only thing it could be. Now, from the last time that we spoke to you after Friday's loss to the Red Sox, the Yankees put Austin Wells on the IL. Cervical headaches. Going to have further tests tomorrow. And that led to them calling up Sanchez. And you would think that J.C. Escarra is going to get the most run.
Sure.
And Aaron Boone said that in the upcoming Guardian series, they'll actually start Escarra in 2 of the 3 games. And the way it worked is they called up Sanchez first, sent Escarra down, strike 3. And then Escarra was called back up when Wells was actually put on the IL. Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. We'll take a closer look at Rafaela. CarShield defensive player profile, 31 defensive runs saved since last season. Leads all major league players. Almost dropped his glove, though.
Yeah, but he was twirling it on his hand. He's kind of mixed up whether he's playing basketball or baseball. Huh?
Pitch outside to Bellinger. Wow, that's pretty good.
That's his cool stuff, huh?
Bellinger does not get neutralized by left-handed pitching. Since last year, .330 against lefties. Those are the numbers this season overall. Popped up. And the left fielder Duran makes the play, and the Yankees go down in order against Ranger Suarez. We'll go to the second. Now the 67th Cortica Jug game. It's Ithaca against Cortland. It's been announced today. Saturday, November 14th at Yankee Stadium. It's called the biggest little game in the nation. And we have the head coaches that will be coaching against each other. Closest to me is Tom Blumenauer. He's the Cortland head coach. Brandon McGuire is the Ithaca head coach, sitting next to Paul. And we'll talk to the coaches throughout the inning. First pitch is upstairs. So let's start with you, Tom. What kind of deal is it that that game is at Yankee Stadium?
It's special. It's special. I think it's fitting. We're here today. Yankees, Red Sox, the best rivalry in professional sports, and I think Cortland versus Ithaca is the best college rivalry out there. So special, and we have a high concentration of New York students and alums. Many of which are big-time Yankee fans. So it's special to play in a stadium like this, and we're certainly very grateful and very much looking forward to it.
The 0-2 to Yoshida. This is the second time the games here at Yankee Stadium. It was also here in 2022. You guys drew 40,232 to the Bronx, and Ithaca won that game 34-17. So what did that mean to the program, Coach?
Yeah, it means a lot, especially in 2 New York schools. Get to come into a venue like this, like Coach was saying, a big alumni group from down in this area, and our two stadiums can't hold, 40,000 people. So getting them in a place like this and the Yankees hosting this, it's a great experience for our guys. And then obviously winning makes it, that much better. But our guys are excited to come up and compete and do it again.
Now, you guys seem very civil to each other right now, but on that day, will you hate each other?
That day, we will.
It'll be competitive.
There'll be a lot of respect, but they got a great operation, great coaching staff, and we're looking forward to competing with them here at Yankee Stadium.
Now, you guys threw out the first pitch. Rate the heat.
Yeah, good frame job by my guy. He kept it in the box, no challenge needed.
I'm extremely impressed because last time I threw out a wild pitch, I slipped and hit the top of the screen. So, it's not as easy as it looks out there sometimes.
There's Mickey Gasper. So, Tom, how's your team look going into this year?
Yeah, we have a great group coming back. We had a really good spring semester. With spring football and getting after it in the weight room. But we have a pretty veteran group coming back on defense and offensively. We return the on paper. We return the quarterback and a lot of the skilled players, and we're just looking forward to working hard and making the most out of the 2026 season.
How about you, Brandon?
We're in almost the exact same boat. Return 19 to 22 on paper. Everything looks great. We got to keep guys healthy. Guys have been working hard. Again, had a really good spring. Things started clicking like it was at the end of the year last year at the fall. So right now they're working their tails off back home, staying in shape, and excited to welcome them back August 11th.
If you guys need help, this is Michael's specialty. Getting after it in the weight room. If you need a little help, you let him know. He's on an unbelievable routine.
Yeah, I lift up chicken fingers one after the other. Build myself up great. Now, you guys are 20 miles apart in the two schools. Do you battle for players?
Yeah, we do. I think obviously both campuses, certain majors or some of the better offerings in the country. So you may be certain kids you don't duke it out for, but we're definitely, it's a heated competition on the recruiting trail as well.
Yeah, to piggyback that, I think universally guys want to be a part of winning programs, and Cortland and Ithaca have been traditionally some of the best in the area, and so we get a lot of guys that show up and want to be a part of what we're doing, and we run into each other on the recruiting trail quite a bit.
Majority of your players local in New York?
Yeah. For us, we're SUNY Cortland, so State University of New York, and so we do have a heavy concentration of New York kids, but it's a great program. We're a couple years removed from a national championship, so we are doing some good recruiting outside of the state, throughout the region, and we have a young man committed from Florida, Virginia, some guys out of the Mid-Atlantic, so. It's a terrific school, with a rich football tradition at Cortland. So.
Gasper flies out to Bellinger. Now, Brandon, I don't mean any disrespect at all. You look like you're a freshman. How do you yell at these kids? I thought it was
the son of somebody. I mean, really?
Yeah, I tried to do myself a solid, and I shaved 3 days before coming down, and we didn't get any back, so that didn't help. Didn't help age me at all. No, our players are great. I think anywhere you go, the players, they want you to care about them, and the more that you care about them, the harder you can coach them. Our guys, Cortland probably runs in the same thing, but Ithaca players want to be coached hard. They want to have a Division I like experience, and so no, the looks don't get me in trouble with them.
So you've heard this before that you look young.
Yeah, especially recruiting.
Right.
A lot of times I get asked what position I play by the parents when they're on the official visit.
So you're not seeing the Newt Rockne speech coming out of this?
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the coach. He just looks really, really young. Now, I did some homework, Paul. You'd be impressed. The Cortica jug, the original jug was purchased for $2 at a yard sale in Homer, New York. The team captains painted the jug in both schools' colors to create the rivalry trophy. The results were put on the jug after each year's game, and they've since run out of room twice, so they're on their third jug. Do you guys have the jug when you win? Does it go back and forth? Is that how it works?
Yes, they do. Yep.
Well, that'll do it. Caleb Durbin strikes out. 67-quarter jug game, Ithaca against Cortland, Saturday, November 14th at Yankee Stadium. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. We are scoreless as we head to the bottom of the second. Michael and Paul, you guys both noted that Cam Schlittler's velocity was down a tick last start. His average four-seamer went from 97.8 miles an hour to 96.8 miles an hour. It was something when I spoke to him after the game that he had noticed. He was a little frustrated by it. He chalked it up to mostly mechanics. When I got with Yankees pitching coach Matt Blake today, I asked him what adjustments Cam made in between starts, if he was working on anything specifically, and he said they're working on his lines to the plate. They felt like with that fastball in particular, he wasn't getting behind the ball enough. That's why they were seeing the velocity dip. And guys, we already saw it several times today, 99 miles an hour out of the hand of Cam Schlittler.
You know, when you hear stories like that, Meredith and Paul, you realize how, like, specific and fragile it is. You could just be off by a little, and all of a sudden the velocity drops.
Yeah, we were talking about before the game, you're seeing guys foul off pitches you're accustomed to seeing them swing through and miss. And
right.
It can be the matter of a tick on your fastball or the movement on a fastball. And a lot of times, you hear the rumors. A little humpbacker there. But as a pitcher, you're going to find him looking up at the scoreboard and, wondering if his velocity's up. And it's, it's just something you don't try to, especially as a manager or Matt Blake, try to emphasize, you need to throw harder or this or that. It's going to come out of his hand the way it comes out of his hand.
And it does show you that, you look and there's a difference of a mile and a half, 2 miles. And it makes a difference because the hitter can catch up with 97 and a half and maybe not 99.
Mm-hmm.
Grisham takes upstairs 1-0.
Michael, our catch-up rates in the under the speed limit now, like 55, 57.
Yeah,
we're right on it. Right on it.
I'm glad you noticed. And before I want to do this, play FanDuel's Daily Dinger for free every day for a chance at a profit boost if your selected player hits a home run. Here are the featured home run odds for today's players: Trent Grisham plus 480 and Ben Rice plus 500. Our new stage manager is Joe Torre.
He's a pro at this. Did you see how quick it was? Quick.
But I'm glad you brought that. I mean, you noticed how young that coach looked, right?
I'm not lying. I
thought he was a teenager.
I thought it was one of the kids.
Yeah.
Maybe this kid plays safety for him or something. I don't know.
Can you imagine him like yelling at people?
I was imagining that, you've seen football speeches.
Yeah.
And it just, you know what? He must have to put on game face before he goes at it.
I guess. That's a fun game and be at Yankee Stadium this year. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. A Hall of Famer handed me the sheet to read.
This is perfect, though. It was the retrieval of it that really impressed me, though. He knew when you were done. Knew the last word and all.
Foul back. It's hard to believe, Paul. It was pouring like 40 minutes ago. Now it's like one of the most beautiful days you can imagine.
I don't know if it wasn't even forecast. It came out of nowhere just to remind us that it can't be sunny all the time, right?
(3-2) on Grisham. He seems to be 3-2 almost as much as Aaron Judge.
Yeah, he definitely does see a lot of pitches.
That's popped up. Durbin fighting the sun, puts it away.
Yeah, left field, left side of the infield. They get affected by the sun much more than the other side, and just fought it the whole way. You see, just not moving that glove, keeping it within the ball and the sun.
So here's Anthony Volpe. Anthony, 3 hits in his last 22 at-bats. That's over 6 games. One and 0. One. High drive, center field. Rafaela is there, and he puts it away on the track for the final out of a 1-2-3 inning. We're going to the third here at the stadium. 0-0 on yes. Top of the third inning, 0-0 Yankees and the Red Sox. And during the inning, we'll be joined here by Michael Milken and, of course, Joe Torre, our great stage manager. And it's the home run challenge again, Michael. It's the 30th year, right?
31st year.
31. Okay. So explain how people get involved and what happens and how we raise the money.
Right. You can go to pcf.org or homerunchallenge.org. And we've raised over $1 billion over the years and 14 new therapies. And there's about 4 to 5 million men living normal lives today like Joe and myself.
Now, Joe, how different is it now than when you were diagnosed? I know it was scary times then.
Well, it was scary times, and really the one Michael sitting here, he was probably my first phone call when, it was made public. And, he got my temperature way down, just talking to him. But it's, they've come a long way. I mean, they've got, I talked to one doctor and I said, what happens when this stops working? He says, we have a lot more toys now.
Right.
So there's been a lot more research, and the most important thing is getting the men to, go and get checked, because this is one of the few cancers that early detection saves your life. I mean, I'm thank the good Lord, it's 27 years for me, and I'm just ever so grateful for that.
I always ask you this question every year, Michael. How close are we coming to eradicating this?
I would say today, if you are treated and identified, the probability 99% of the people live 5 years or longer. It's come an enormous way. And one of the most exciting things ever, it took 30 years, but you can put a tracer in your body that only attaches to prostate cancer cells. So when someone says you got it all or you don't have it, you know this today because it only attached to a prostate cancer cell. You wish you had that for every life-threatening disease. But we have that now for prostate cancer, and it was many years ago with Joe that I got him this super shake, soy shake, and I used to tell him the Yankees do better. He was drinking it, in the seventh and eighth? I told him he should take it in the fifth. If he did it in the fifth, the team would do better.
Do you still drink that, Joe?
No, I'm still on the green tea, though.
That is what I remember. And I remember when you were diagnosed, and it was in spring training. You called me in the office and said, tell the team this. And originally, when you hear the word cancer, it's like, oh, no. And you said, don't worry, we'll be fine. And it was, I think, mid-May or something that you were back, and that's what I remember. You were back with loads of green tea and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you know, it was really on the heels of our great year in '98, you know, and then the following spring we have our usual, you know, examination, and it was discovered that my PSA had elevated, and you know, got checked out, biopsy, and yes, I have prostate cancer, and you know, got away from it for whatever it was, almost 2 months, I guess, and because I always said, you know, once you start being able to stay awake past 10 o'clock, then it's okay to come back because you're always falling asleep. And then toward the end, before I came back, I was sitting watching the games with George, and I realized I'm probably safer down on the field. So, but as I say, the early detection, you know, enables me to sit here and talk to you guys.
When you think it's just a simple blood test, you'd love to have a simple blood test for every life-threatening disease.
It is amazing that you just don't do it every single year. If everybody did it every single year, then we'd be close to eradicating it.
Well, we would, and one of the things that's happened is because people aren't getting tested, men are being diagnosed with more advanced prostate cancer because of that. But it all starts with the Yankees and Major League Baseball.
That one's looped into shallow center. Volpe's there, out number 1.
And this is the #1 awareness program. You know, there's so many people tell you, you know, I went to the ball game, I heard someone say something about it in the ball game, I went and got checked, I might have got prostate cancer, I might not have. But you just don't realize how important this is. And the month that most men get checked is the 30 days after Father's Day, from that standpoint. But Joe is a perfect example, you know, of an individual leading a normal life 20-plus years later. And the fact that there are 5 million men in the U.S. today, you know, it's amazing. In the early 90s, as you said, Paul, you think cancer, you think death, the big C. We've now had 2 people run for president of the United States that had prostate cancer. And it was not even an issue in the campaign. So, you know, if it was in the 90s, I assure you everyone would have brought it up. But today, they assume that it'll be okay if you get treated properly.
1-1 to Duran. That's chopped to first. Goldschmidt takes it to first for the second out, and Siegler moves to second with 2 down.
And all the money we raise here in New York goes into New York institutions. There's a good half a dozen of the world leading institutions. We have funded in 29 countries now around the world. But these new exciting treatments, and for everyone, that what we've discovered is now used in dozens of other cancers today from that standpoint. But the Yankees have played a big role.
There's Rafaela with a runner on second. Foul back.
And maybe our most famous game of all time is in Chicago.
Oh, no, don't go here.
Dusty Baker and Joe were the managers, 2 people that had prostate cancer. Clemens was going for his 300th game, and it was the first time the Yankees had played since Babe Ruth had pointed out to outfield.
In Wrigley.
In Wrigley Field,
right.
First time. And Clemens was cruising along. I think it was the 7th inning. Joe, I don't really want to remember all the details.
Yeah.
And the Yankees were winning. Joe took Clemens out and put a relief pitcher in, and
Just perfect for Alex Carr. I mean, yeah.
the greatest home run hitter in the history of our home run challenge, Karros, was in the dugout. He came out, hit a home run. The Cubs won. Clemens didn't get his 300th, right, Joe?
Another bad.
And you had a bad memory from that.
Sometimes in life you just need to make stories, you know. And Skipper's thinking, you know, 30 years from now, to be talking about this, we'll have a story to talk about.
He never has to. He doesn't need any sheets to read that. He always has it ingrained in his memory bank.
Well, this is my 550th ball game.
Nice.
I've gone to more baseball games than many of the owners.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Best of luck with all of this, Michael. Obviously, you guys do a great job, and Joe, thank you. Good to see you as well.
PCF.org. Thank you, Paul. Good health to you.
Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Sage, proud accounting software provider of the New York Yankees. By Nissan, hop into a Nissan Rogue and hit the road to adventure. Shop NissanUSA.com. By Tunnel to Towers, donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. And by Mohegan Sun, beyond your wildest. All right, we go to the bottom of the third inning here at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Yankees and the Red Sox, 0-0. Ranger Suarez against Cam Schlittler. That'll be the bottom third of the Yankee order. It's been 6 up, 6 down against Suarez. One and 0. And a strike, 1-1. Chisholm, Caballero, and Sanchez here in the bottom of the third. Suarez signed a 5-year, $130 million contract with the Red Sox in January, and that was Boston's pivot after they lost Alex Bregman to the Cubs in free agency. They decided to try to build up their staff more. And the thing that really has hurt them is that Garrett Crochet has been on the shelf, because that's how they envisioned they weren't going to score that many runs, but they were going to hold teams from scoring runs as well.
Well, this is one thing he's done in his career, and he's had a good career so far, is shut down left-handed hitters. Career-wise, only .214 against him.
Let's check out the Verizon Reliable Performance. So since 2021, he's 9th in the majors in ERA, 8th in ground ball percentage, 6th in home runs allowed per 9 innings, and 6th in WAR. So he's a legitimate starter. 30 years old. 9th big league season. He has 6 starts this year with no more than 1 run allowed, but also 5 starts allowing 4 or more runs. Swing and a miss. Chisholm down on strikes. Now, they were a little concerned putting Gasper behind the plate. Gasper's pretty good offensively, not known as a great defender. He caught Suarez last time out, and Suarez did a lot of shaking off. And Suarez, a pitcher, he likes to deliver the pitch, Joe, even if there's 10, Paul, even if there's 10 seconds remaining on the clock. He wants the sign, and he wants to go. And shaking off Gasper kind of slowed him down a bit. But they need offense so badly that they're willing to risk it. Caballero swings and misses.
And it's all a personal preference. Some pitchers really like to get an up-tempo thing, put the pressure on the hitter, continually get on the mound, throw the ball. Some guys need to take it down to the last second and gather themselves before they throw the pitch. So just like hitters, some hitters want to stay in there. Some hitters step out and try to get your thoughts together.
And the one that's been affected the most by this is Carlos Narvaez. He was a big favorite of Alex Cora and also Jason Varitek, who was on that staff. And now he's kind of almost fallen to third. Connor Wong catches, and they have Gasper behind the plate. And Narvaez, who did such a great job last year, kind of lost in the shuffle.
Well, you're talking about Boston offensively struggling. I mean, you've got to get guys in there when you think that you have an opportunity to pick up a good at bat, and Gasper coming into the game hitting over 300. So you want to put him in a position where he can try to help you.
Siegler will make the play. Why don't we take a look at what Suarez throws on StatCast 3D by Google Cloud?
Well, you see his ground ball rate, so you know he has a good sinker. Now, his changeup was one of his strengths, and we went over that in the pregame. It's not quite as good, but his curveball really used well late in the count to put away hitters.
So here's Ali Sanchez, 29 years old, 5th big league season. He signed a minor league deal with the Yankees on December 17th, called up yesterday. 40 games with AAA, 227, 6 home runs, a 702 OPS, and he throws out approximately 28% of base stealers.
Well, it's no secret, Michael, that the catching situation has been an issue for the Yankees offensively. So at least by bringing up Sanchez, you're able to do things like this, and that's get a right-hander against a lefty and give Escara a better chance hitting against some right-handed pitchers in himself.
And when the move to bring up Sanchez was made, it was to get rid of the clunky lefty two catchers, and Escara was sent down, but he's sent down for less than 24 hours. And we mentioned earlier, Austin Wells ended up going on the IL. So then Escara was brought back immediately. But the initial plan was it was going to be Wells and Sanchez would be able to face some left-handed batters or left-handed pitchers.
Yeah, they're pretty left-handed when you look at it. And also when you take Stanton out of the lineup, Judge out of the lineup, those are the guys that kind of can make left-handers pay.
2-2 on Ali Sanchez. Ground ball is short. Meyer. And the Yankees 3 up, 3 down the first 3 innings. We'll go to the 4th here at the stadium. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. So the Yankees don't have a base runner over the first 3 innings, and the Red Sox have a single and a walk against Cam Schlittler. Tri-State Cadillac scoreboard, 0-0 top 4. Abreu, Contreras, and Yoshida against the Yankee right-hander. I'm not sure from up here if Schlittler has something metallic on his spikes, but they're shining.
We already checked the necklace. I guess the Sun's rays are a little stronger today.
Foul back. Yep, they're kind of a metally look on the outside. There you go.
By the way, Michael, your shoe game has been unbelievable. You got another pair that slip on Adidas. The other day, I didn't mean to mention, you had a pair of shoes on.
Right.
Adidas.
Yeah.
Said Gazelle on them. I'm like, nope, it doesn't fit your personality. You're not a gazelle. You're a lot of good things, but you're not a gazelle.
Doesn't fit my personality, but the way I move.
Yeah, I know you're quick, but you're not a gazelle.
So we actually showed Aaron Boone's pregame presser when it was raining, and for those, I'm wearing a blue blazer, and I've got like khaki pants on and blue shoes, blue sneakers. I walk into the press conference room, and Boone goes, "Where'd you dock your boat?"
There you go. You dropped a Gilligan on
Right,
you?
and I said, "Right, East River." I'm good right there.
Paul, the entire room laughed. It was fantastic. Can confirm the Rays are stronger today. Feels like it's about 95.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Meredith, yes, you can give us weather forecasts now. I forgot about that down in the booth, or down in
the well.
The well.
Whatever you want to call it. And now it's raining, Paul.
No way. Is it?
Yeah.
No, somebody's got a mister up there. And you're just getting the mist.
You'll see it soon.
Michael, and you did, I mean, not joking, but he's got to do that every single day, a couple times a day.
And the day that Judge was hurt, I'd say it was a half hour.
It's unbelievable the time that you have to spend as a manager now. And it wasn't like this before. You'd have to meet after the game, certainly, to talk about what happened, but it's a full-time job.
Fly ball. And Bellinger battling the sun, puts it away. I think it's the most important part of the job because there's so many aspects, it's a collaborative effort with the front office, and you've got to articulate what you're doing to the public. This is why we're doing this, and give the information out. And I think it's one of the biggest parts of the job.
Well, I'm sure there's days that it's fine, and there's days it's like, I really don't want to do this, and you can't delegate it to anybody else. You as a manager, you've got to sit behind that table and answer the questions.
Contreras, fly ball, shallow center. 2 down. I mean, when Joe was the manager, and before that, Buck, a couple people go into the manager's office and you talk for about 4 or 5 minutes, and that would be it. But now there's a press conference room and auditorium seating, and there's a lot of media every single day. So 2 down, and here is Yoshida. And a strike.
It's just good to see. We talked about, the one outing he's had last time out, and it's good to see him throwing the ball well. Just to, anytime even superstars, have a bad game, everybody, nothing's wrong. Every once in a while, you just have a bad game.
So first 12 starts, almost 98 miles an hour. And on Tuesday, it was about 97 miles an hour. 1 mile an hour difference. And with the rain out yesterday, You know, Will Warren was supposed to pitch yesterday, so you'd figure he'd pitch today, but I think they don't want to mess with Slittler and take him out of his routine, and they want to keep him in his routine, and now Warren's going to start tomorrow in Cleveland.
Yeah, you're looking at the guy that has really been your true ace with everybody, you know, out with Fried out and Garrett Cole just getting back. I mean, you're looking at the guy who's leading the American League in ERA, so you don't want to change anything.
Laced into left field. Bellinger is there. And a 1-2-3 inning with 3 fly balls. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Nothing on yes. Paul Goldschmidt will lead off the bottom of the 4th. Let's check out one of today's player props. Brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. Paul hitting 1 or more home run. It's plus 575. Suarez is perfect through the first 3. Top of the order again, starting with Goldschmidt. 1-0. Two close pitches, both missed. 2-0. Our colleague Joe Girardi managed Ranger Suarez with the Phillies. Really is a big fan. Says he has a slow heartbeat and exceptional command.
I just saw that 2-0 curveball. So.
Shallow left field, and Duran dives, can't make the play. He stops it from getting past him, and it's a leadoff single for Goldschmidt, Yankees first base runner.
Yeah, it looked like the ball off the end of the bat. It was a blooper, but I don't know if Duran really caught in a day game. Sometimes it's extremely hard. Shortstop's kind of caught in the middle too, so it's just one of those things, and he did do a good job of knocking that ball down. Once you know you can't get it, watch his glove turn to try to knock the ball down. Knocked it into his face too, but kept Goldschmidt at first base.
Ben Rice struck out looking in the first. 0-1. Fly ball left field. Duran toward the line makes the play, and Goldschmidt heads back to first. 1-0. One. Bellinger with a fly ball left. That was in the first inning. Bellinger is a much better hitter at home. He's a good hitter overall, but at home he's at 353, on the road 198.
Is it coincidence or what? But I mean, you always enjoy hitting in your home ballpark, and once you get off to a roll, you know, you start to believe that this is where I get my hits, and against lefties, this is what he does. Shoots the ball the other way, just dunks it into left field. Yankees' first opportunity now, running some scoring position to try to put a run up.
You know, you use the word coincidence, and we'll see Bellinger just put the ball in play, and Boone kind of used, you know, a similar answer to that. He said, I'm not concerned. He said, first of all, the reason we made the trade with the Cubs was because we knew he'd be great at Yankee Stadium. He said, but I don't think much of the number on the road. I think it'll even out.
It's still a guy that you want in big situations at the plate, whether he's at home or on the road. I mean, Cody Bellinger is a big part of what happens good on this team.
Here is Ahmed Rosario.
And these are the at-bats that you really want. You know, you put Rosario in there for a reason, because he handles left-handed pitching. And these are the at-bats that, if you're Aaron Boone, you put a lineup together. These are the at-bats that you hope that he gets.
Line drive and caught by the diving Mayer for the second out.
Well, but put in play, you can't aim it. Kind of a humpback liner, but kind of in between for Mayer to have to dive before it hops.
So here's Trent Grisham. He fouled out to first. That was in the second. So you've got Goldschmidt at second and Bellinger at first. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Yankees finally on base, but both teams still looking for a run. One and one. Now, we mentioned in his first at bat when he went to 3-2, he seems to always be at 3-2. He's had 49 full counts this season, and that's tied for 10th in the American League. Coming into today, last 15 games, hitting .346. And there's a base hit to center field. They are going to hold up Goldschmidt. As the throw comes home, it's cut off by Suarez.
Well, as much as you want to take a chance, this ball just got to Rafaela so quick. Goldschmidt was not even at third base yet, so he's pretty much going to be a dead duck at the plate. But a solid piece of hitting by Grisham. See right there, you got to put the brakes on. I mean, any kind of throw, you're going to be out at home plate.
And it's a trip to the mound by Devin Rose, the pitching coach. Big spot for Anthony Volpe. Flight out to deep center field in the second inning against Suarez. One and 0. Anthony 3 for his last 23. Bases loaded. 2-0. And no place to put Volpe.
3-0. You think green light or no? No, you've got to allow this pitcher to dig himself a hole if he's going to do it. You just don't want to get him out of it by leaving the strike zone.
Strike one. Runners lead. And the pitch. Fly ball, center field. Rafaela is there, and that'll do it. So the Yankees get 3 hits in the inning. All 3 are left stranded. We go to the 5th.
It's time for the injury report brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. We told you earlier that Austin Wells had been placed on the 10-day IL with cervical headaches. He's going to undergo some imaging tomorrow here in New York. He did test negative for a concussion. He was actually going to get that imaging today, guys, but there was a problem with one of the machines, so they pushed it back to tomorrow. He will not travel to Cleveland with the team, but there is some thought he could be in Toronto. Just depends on what those tests reveal, if they need to get any additional tests. They're not exactly sure when it happened, but he has been dealing with these headaches for a little while now, so they want to make sure they can try to figure out what is wrong, what's causing those headaches. Also noteworthy, Jason Dominguez playing in a rehab game with the Rail Riders today. He is in there at left field. Aaron Boone saying earlier that they are still talking about potentially having him play some right field, but no decision has been made there. Also, Max Fried will be evaluated later in the week. If that imaging comes back favorably, he'll advance in his throwing program. Stanton continues his running program. Aaron Boone saying they're just waiting for a trainer and Giancarlo Stanton to say he is cleared and ready to go as Cam Schlittler gets another strikeout here in the 5th inning, guys.
Yeah, this is the first one that he's used that curveball. I mean, every once in a while you've got to show a hitter, you know, you've got something else, and great time to drop it in there. You know, you just wonder, Michael, we've watched a lot of games that, you know, he's taking foul balls off the mask and things like that. If it just doesn't kind of irritate that neck where, you know, it becomes a problem.
I mean, I can't even imagine hitting feeling 100%. Imagine having headaches up there.
Yeah, it's, you know, something obviously as a player you try to deal with until it becomes something that you can't deal with anymore.
1-1 on Durbin. They got Durbin in a deal with the Milwaukee Brewers, and he's not the offensive player they thought they were getting. He struggled at the beginning. He's picked it up of late. Last 8 games, 11 for 33. So that's going to be challenged. ABS by T-Mobile. And it was called a strike, and it's challenged correctly. It was not a strike.
Now this goes to show you how much the catchers can frame a ball, because it looks like, because they can bring it down into the zone, but that curveball never got back to the strike zone.
That's tipped into the glove of Sanchez. 2-2. So first time Sanchez and Schlittler working together in a regular season game, and they seem like they're on the same page for the most part.
You're seeing the swing and miss today from Schlittler, where a lot of times against Cleveland, his last start out, you saw guys fouling balls off, put it in play, where you're seeing more of the swing and miss, especially with the fastball up in the strike zone.
And now Sanchez is going to challenge that. It was called the ball. He thought it was strike 3. So we'll see the ABS challenge.
That ball looked away to me. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you still got the eye all the way up here.
Yeah, it's because I can't hit it anymore. I better eyeball it.
Yankees down to 1 challenge. Red Sox have both of their challenges. Fouled away. Ground ball up the middle, fielded there by Volpe, and they get Durbin for out number 2.
And you hear the sound off the bat, Michael. That's a broken bat. That's just high velocity in on the hands that you can't get the bat head out. Volpe kind of circles it, gets rid of it. Another easy out.
So here's Siegler. Called up Wednesday when Nick Sogard went on the IL with a right oblique strain. Siegler also came from Milwaukee in that deal that brought Durbin here. It was Siegler, Durbin, and Andrew Monasterio for Kyle Harrison, David Hamilton, and Shane Drohan. Siegler, a former first-round draft pick for the Yankees in 2018, 23rd pick overall. He was a switch hitting catcher and a switch pitcher. But in 6 seasons in the Yankee system, hit .226. Signed with Milwaukee as a minor league free agent in November of 2024. (3-0) on Anthony Siegler. He walked in the 3rd. Oh, a strike. We're in the 5th inning, 0-0. Yankees 3 hits and the Red Sox 1. That was Rafaela's 1-out single in the 1st. Chased upstairs, 3-2. Schlittler rocks and deals. Lined into left field. It is a base hit, and that's going to go to the wall. Siegler will pick himself up a 2-out double.
This ball just laced to left field, and Cody Bellinger took a straight angle and tried to cut it off, but just hit too hard. Caught up to a little four-seamer here and just laced it to left field. Looks so easy when you do things right, doesn't it?
And here's the number 9 batter Marcelo Meyer. Meyer popped a short in the third. Second runner the Red Sox have had in scoring position. Had a runner at second with 2 outs in the third. Rafaela struck out. Now a runner at second, 2 outs in the fifth, and Meyer at the plate. .98 miles an hour, 1-1. Pickoff is on. Siegler dives back.
Well, we've noted, Michael, they've done this a lot, and they've caught a few guys, so this is going to be something that teams are going to recognize, as the Yankees do a lot, is a daylight play at second base.
Highest pitch count inning. Still not done. He's at 20. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at second. Still 2-2. Count 3-2. Runner stays put at second. 3-2, 2 outs. And Schlittler checks the runner and deals. Good at bat for Meyer.
Yeah, it had been 4 seamers all the way, and then he went to the cutter. Didn't quite get it in enough, but kind of mix it up. We've talked about his 3 fastballs. He'll use the 4-seamer, the 2-seamer, and a cutter, all high velocity, just kind of in different movements.
This is the 3rd straight full count for Schlittler. And this next pitch will be his 80th. And he keeps fouling them off.
Yeah, these are the kind of at-bats, especially in long innings. And now this is an important bat. Obviously, men in scoring position, 2 outs in a 0-0 game that just kind of wear under the pitcher. You know, you start seeing the pitch count get in the mid-20s in an inning. You know, that's tough on a guy, especially that relies on high velocity.
It'll be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. And another foul ball. Now Meyer grew up in Chula Vista, California, but he grew up as a Yankee fan. But after he was drafted by Boston, he said, "I'm the biggest Red Sox fan of all time right now."
It's amazing how your views change, right?
Mm-hmm. 4th overall pick in 2021, 1st-round pick. Henry Davis went to the Pirates, Jack Leiter, and Jackson Jobe. Looks like Schlittler's going to win this battle. And he does. No runs you hit. One man left on base. We're halfway through. It's 0-0 on yes. Favorite Players All-Stars. Scan the QR code to cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot daily or visit MLB.com/vote. Got the old Jonah Rooney working.
Through the trees, over the basketball court, into the stadium. Nice little route, huh?
Audi scoreboard, 0-0, bottom of the fifth. Bottom third of the Yankee order, starting with Jazz Chisholm. Fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. One and one on Chisholm, who struck out in the third. Yankees, all three of their hits came in the fourth inning. They had the bases loaded and 2 men out, where Volpe with a fly ball to center ended the threat. 1-2.
He's able to throw that sinker in and then use that off speed away. You know, if you're looking for the off speed at all away, then that two-seamer inside can't catch up to.
And when he swung at the second strike and swung through it, Jazz kind of looked out at Suarez and shook his head. He can't believe he's missing that pitch.
But then you saw that by trying to speed up inside, then you're out in front of that ball he just fouled away the off-speed pitch.
2-2.
That's what pitching is, Michael. In, out, different movements, and it's very hard. And that's when you, as a hitter, just continue with your approach and hope he makes a mistake.
And he didn't. Another strikeout of Chisholm. Hey, it's time to name that Yankee. Brought to you by Prevagen, made for your brain. Oh, it's supposed to be easy. So from 55 to 67 with the Yankees, then 67 and 68 with the Red Sox. I have it. 274, 1,471 hits, 167 on
that boy, partner. That'd be. You know, you didn't even get the facts out and the readout, and you got it.
Do you have it, or you give up when I get it, right?
As soon as you get it, I just turn off.
All right.
I'd be happy to know, Michael. I got.
Do you have it too?
It is kind of easy. It's pretty big name.
Line down the left field line, and it's a base hit for Caballero. It'll go into the corner. Playing it out there is Duran, gets the ball into third, and it is a double for Caballero with 1 out.
You always got a feeling Caballero can do something for you offensively. A little breaking ball, it kind of jams him, but he stays through it and hooks it down the left field line. And with his speeds, an easy double. Another good opportunity for the Yankees. Good speed on second base. Now you got a couple good matchups. Goldschmidt on deck. You got Sanchez as a right-hander who has seen Suarez in an at-bat earlier.
Here's Sanchez. And a strike. One. Red Sox won on Friday. Yesterday's game rained out. Made up as part of a day-night doubleheader at the end of August here at the stadium. A Saturday day-night doubleheader. So Yankees looking to split this series before they head on the road to Cleveland and then Toronto. 1-2. Sanchez has never been an overly proficient big league hitter. In 50 big league games across his first 4 seasons, hits us 183 with an OPS of 554. Has never hit a home run. Swing and a miss. Sanchez down on strikes, 2 away. And that'll bring up Goldschmidt, and it brings us to league leaders, brought to you by your local Tri-State Buick dealers. Highest OPS against lefties since last season. Aaron Judge is first. Paul Goldschmidt is second. And teammate Cody Bellinger's fourth.
You watch Goldschmidt a lot in these situations. Really try to inside out the ball. Hit it to right field, and that's where you're going to start taking a lot of pitches inside because you're looking for the ball out over the plate. But, no stranger. Suarez, a veteran pitcher, knows how good Goldschmidt is against the lefties.
Punched out to right field. Does it stay fair? It does, and it's trapped. Here comes Caballero. Here's the throw. He's in there. Yankees lead 1-0. Abreu made a great try, but trapped it. So an RBI single for Goldschmidt. The Yankees are on the board.
Wow, good job by Goldschmidt again. In these situations, loves to go the other way. If a hanging breaking ball just flicks it the other way. But Michael, Abreu almost caught this ball, but then look at this throw. I mean, his arm strength to be able to get up and throw a bullet to home plate. I mean, that was pretty impressive. Caballero, I don't know what he's waiting for with 2 outs there. I mean, you're off to the races.
Ben Rice lost one to left field. Duran coming in. Will put it away, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get on the board. A double by Caballero, a single by Goldschmidt. 1-0 Yankees. Thank you, Bob. We go around the majors. Paul, nobody beats The Miz. Nobody. Look at him.
Wow.
Jordan Walker looked like his career was like winding down, but he's picked it up this year. And Gavin Williams leads the American League in strikeouts. He's tomorrow's probable starter against the Yankees.
I mean, .20 ERA. You might as well just throw 0 up there. But he threw like 103 something last night.
Yeah, 103.7.
Wow.
Fastest pitch by a starting pitcher this year. So that's the equivalent of 1 earned run in those 7 starts. So 2-0 on Duran. Yankees getting their bullpen up. Fernando Cruz. By the way, the 103.7, that's the fastest pitch on record for a starting pitcher.
No kidding. Wow.
And that goes back to 2008. Before that, they were measuring it against motorcycles like Bob Feller.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very accurate. Huh? I think Chapman was the first one to really, all right, he went 105 something, obviously, out of the bullpen. But, 100 is the new 95, I guess.
Little uptake today on the an uptick on the fastball. First 12 starts, 97.8. Then a mile less, and then today back to 97.7.
Yeah, he's been good. That last inning, I think, really is going to come into play as far as the way Aaron Boone and Blake manage him going down the stretch. I mean, he was close to 30 pitches last inning, and that's pretty taxing in a 1-0 game.
I don't know if you realize this, Paul, but the World Cup coming to New York and New Jersey, and you can get in on the World Cup Mania at Yankee Stadium on Thursday, June 18th. The first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankees soccer jersey courtesy of Bank of America. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com.
A lot of excitement when you talk to a lot of folks with the World Cup.
Across the street.
Practicing.
Yeah, they're on the pitch. And we go from the pitch to the pitch. Base hit, left field, off the bat of Rafaela.
Second good at bat Rafaela's had against Schlittler today. Again, we talked about his defense, and you're just hoping that if he becomes an offensive player, he's a well-rounded player, catches up to a ball up in the strike zone, which you don't see very often off of Schlittler.
Third hit by the Red Sox. Here's Wilyer Abreu. Upstairs.
Rafaela with good wheels. He's only got 6 stolen bases, but will run. And we talked about Sanchez. Throws fairly well over his career, close to the major league average. So no gimmies, but you got to understand in a 1-0 game, you really, if you're Schlittler, have to really kind of change up things. Don't give him a jump where Sanchez has no opportunity.
A very quick meeting there. Sanchez came out, and then Goldschmidt jogged over from first, trying to settle down Schlittler.
Yeah, I think Goldschmidt also wants to remind him about, kind of changing up your timing. Make sure that, you're working on the hitter, but you have to give Rafaela some attention over here at first base.
Runner goes. Fly ball deep left. Going back is Bellinger. He'll make the play and then flip it back in. Heading back to first is Rafaela. 2 outs.
He had a good jump. I think the Yankees caught a break there by the ball being in play. And Rafaela, as a base runner, a lot of times you were taught on like your second or third step to peek in and see where the ball's going. Rafaela had no clue. Slid into second base. If this would have been an easier play, could have been doubled off.
There's Wilson Contreras. Oh, 0-1.
We've talked about the Red Sox not being a home run team, and Contreras with 13 leads their team. So if you're Schlittler, obviously attention to Rafaela at first. but realize that this guy can hurt you at the plate.
There goes Rafaela. Another deep drive to left field. Backing up is Bellinger. He's going to play it up the base of the wall. Rafaela rounds third. Here's the throw home. And the throw is wide up the first baseline. It's an RBI double for Contreras, and the game is tied at 1. Paul, from up here, it looked like they would have had him easy with a good throw.
Yeah, you know, Volpe had plenty of time, and he kind of rushed it. Bellinger got a really good carom. And again, Rafaela not really knowing where the ball is. This ball ricochets right back to him. He gets it in, and Volpe just kind of tugged it up the first base line. The ball's on the target. It's an easy play at the plate. But again, Rafaela, see, not knowing where the ball is, and then picks it up and kind of jogs. That cost him some time, which gave the Yankees an opportunity. But the good throw was not made.
Well, that's going to do it for Cam Schlittler. Game is tied at 1. The runner at second, his responsibility, and Schlittler gets a nice hand. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the New York Lottery. Play today and start imagining your win. By your local Tri-State Genesis retailers. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Can you believe they let Babe go?
Well, you know what? We usually have, you know, Babe gets his own billboard here, man. We're not even splitting the thing here. He did play with the Boston Red Sox and came over to the Yankees. You heard of that guy, Babe Ruth?
George Herman. Why did I say William? George Herman, Babe Ruth. Fernando Cruz comes on with a runner on second. Well, Cruz took too long, so a ball has been added to the count. Pitch violation.
Well, that's important to Cruz because he loves to, you know, he's so much better when he gets strike one. Well, he's starting in a hole here.
Got him with a fastball. Third sellout of the year, 46,144 in the Bronx. Fly ball center field. Grisham battling the sun. Puts it away for the final out. 1 run, 2 hits. 1 man left. Go to the bottom of 6, 1-1. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And today's picture is of Gary, Sarah, plus their kids Tanner and Kinsley, who look like they enjoyed a beautiful day at the ballpark. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and mention yes in pictures you post to social media to reflect your love for the Bronx Bombers. We might spotlight you in a future game. All tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Cody Bellinger against Ranger Suarez. So no decision for Cam Schlittler, who pitched well.
Yeah, he pitched extremely well. I mean, that ball could have easily been an out at home plate, and he'd still have a shutout going, but he's giving up the 1 run on a big 2-out hit. Better velocity, uses curveball in a couple big situations. So, big relief to see him throw the ball well again.
One and one. Bellinger's 1 for 2. Fly ball to left in the first, single to left in the third.
You look at Suarez, and he's done a good job. Only 7, throwing his 74th pitch. The bottom of the 6th here.
And Gasper wants to talk with Suarez. This is obviously going to be quite a test for the Yankees and their offense in particular. Since Judge has not been in the lineup, they're 1-3, and they have not been able to score that many runs. This is a team that scores a lot of runs and hits a lot of home runs, and you've taken out a big part of that offense.
Yeah, you're kind of a different. You got to find out what the personality of this team is now. Obviously, it's going to be based on the starting pitching.
Ranger Suarez has been dealing. We take a look at the Optimum Fiber famously fast replay.
Well, again, Suarez, he's a veteran pitcher, and when he's on, he's on. And today he's been good, especially against the lefties, being able to shut down Rice, Jazz. And you saw him put away Bellinger, who's extremely good against lefties.
In his career, Rosario, a .296 hitter against lefty pitching. Not too bad against righties, .263. He's lined out to short twice against Suarez. Cleanup hitter today. Playing third. 2-2. OPS obviously better against lefties. Grisham's on deck. Bottom of the 6th, 1-1. Driven to left field. On the run is Duran, and he got a good jump and made the play.
Yeah, Duran, they think should be a better outfielder than he is. He's not bad, but with his speed, you look at their defense out there with Rafaela in center field, and we saw the play in right field earlier with Abreu. So defensively, the Red Sox pretty strong in the outfield.
Here's Trent Grisham. He's 1 for 2. Sellout crowd here at the stadium. Game started about, I'd say, 25 minutes late. That was going to be a challenge. And it's a correct challenge by Gasper. So it overturns the ball, makes the count 0-1. That Green Acres song bring you back?
Yeah, I was just, I was in my childhood, coming home from school, grabbing a peanut butter and honey sandwich and watching Green Acres.
Peanut butter and honey?
Yeah, that's
really?
a little old school.
Not jelly?
Once in a while. Honey was better, though.
I never really got the premise. The guy who lived in a penthouse in New York and decided to go a real rundown farm.
That's right. He's fresh air, he said. Fresh air.
Times Square.
That was like a warm-up, though, before Genie and Gilligan's Island came on,
Yes. 2-2. That one is driven into right center field. On the run is Rafaela. He's not going to get there. One hop up against the wall. And Grisham has a 2-out double. He's 2 for 3 against Suarez.
Yeah, he's had some really good at-bats by taking the balls off the plate and being able to command the strike zone. Kind of tried to cut this ball. He lined the ball to left center field last time up, and now just pulls this one to right center field. Really good at-bats off a tough lefty.
Here's Anthony Volpe. Popped up. Contreras makes the catch. Some boos from the crowd. We go to the 7th inning, 1-1. Yankees bullpen budget brought to you by Citizens. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Everybody's in pretty good shape. I think everybody's available. Remember, yesterday was rained out, so an extra day of rest as we take it to the 7th inning. Fernando Cruz got the final out of the 6th. He's still in there. Ford scoreboard, 1-1. Gasper swings and misses. Two and one on Gasper. Gasper, Durbin, and Siegler. In the 7th.
They're swinging a miss. All of a sudden, 3 consecutive balls. I mean, late in the game, 1-1. You can't afford to give 3 passes.
A base hit through the right side. Had to come in with the fastball because it was 3-1, and Gasper a leadoff single. Cooking up something special with Hexflag. Join the hybrid revolution at hexflag.com. Carlos Legrande, first relief appearance, did well. Caden Kent, that's Jeff Kent's son, 67 hits this season. That leads the organization. And Brendan Beck, righty pitcher, 7 innings of combined no-hitter on Friday, combining with Carson Coleman, who pitched the final 2.
You know, if you really kind of listen to that press conference during the rain delay with Aaron Boone talking about Legrande, he mentioned him as part of the solution here. So yeah, I think it's not if, it's when he's up here in the major leagues.
One and one.
A double barrel lefties out there, Mike.
Left field. Bellinger. 1 out. Help America's Heroes. Donate $11 a month and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to t2t.org. Well, with Siegler coming up, Aaron Boone calls for one of the left-handers. He'll take the ball from Cruz. Cruz leaves with 1 out and a runner on first. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Yankees and the Red Sox, 1-1. This is brought to you in part by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees, and by Delta, the official airline of the New York Yankees. Delta, keep climbing. So Andrew Monasterio is going to pinch hit, and he went deep on Friday.
Yeah, he went way back too. Only a couple on the year, but this one counted. Now up there in a pinch hitting opportunity.
Fouled away. Hedrick deals. Taps slowly off the end of the bat. Jazz Chisholm field, bobbles, and loses the play. And Monasterio reaches, moving to second is Gasper. Once he reached twice, it was over.
Yeah, he was playing up the middle, so he had to go a long way. So once you start bobbling that ball, Monasterio was out of the box, but see, he didn't come up with it cleanly. Kind of a double take to get out, and then no chance at that point. He really had to go a long way. Defensively, he was up the middle, knowing the speed puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and you just know in the back of your mind, I got to come up with a clean. He did not. The Red Sox in business here.
So that's a base hit. And they will send up Isaiah Canafalefa to pinch hit for Meyer. So Boone knew who was on the bench, and the move to Hedrick was going to get first Monasterio, then IKF, and that's exactly what happened. Canafalefa 270, 1 home run, 12 runs batted in. Seventh inning of a 1-1 game, first and second, one man out. A strike. Backdoor slider. Fouled off in front of the plate, quickly 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Gasper's at second, Monasterio's at first. One man out here in the seventh. Chop foul.
Well, Hedrick's been on a roll, and if you're Aaron Boone, you hope that continues into this game. 1-1. He's got 7 consecutive scoreless appearances, and you're going to the guys that you realize how important games are now, especially these close games where you a run here or there can change the whole game.
Rip foul. This could be 2. There's one on the first. It's a double play. 4-6-3 as Hedrick works out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left on base at the end of 6.5 innings of play. Yankees won, the Red Sox won. Time for the 7th inning stretch, and we'll stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise? Remove your caps and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Tech Sergeant Seymour Proctor from Farmingdale, New York, who served in World War II and is 100 years old. The Yankees say thank you, Seymour, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America. Stand beside her and guide prairies of the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, guys. 1-6-0 for both teams. Suarez still out there, as Jack said. Wilson Contreras, his RBI double against Schlittler, the final batter that Schlittler faced. He went 5 2/3. And Paul Goldschmidt 2 for 3 with the RBI single that drove in the run for the Yankees in the 5th. Momentarily gave them a 1-0 lead. So Jazz Chisholm Jr. will lead off the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, you might look at the matchup here, and Suarez, as good as he's been against Jazz and the lefties tonight or today, you might even see him just try to get the lefty out and then go to the bullpen, who's up right now. But Suarez has been tough so far.
1-1. The 1-1. I don't know if he's seeing him well.
You know, he's had some big swings, which means, you know, he's really trying to do a lot and you know, trying to put this game in the Yankees' favor. But a tough lefty, sometimes you just got to let him dictate what you can do, and that might be driving the ball to left field too.
And the 3rd strikeout of Chisholm.
Yeah, and you see up in the strike zone after the ball in on his hands, and Jazz is kind of rocking around, and you see Tracy hanging out there, or heading out there, with the 3 right-handers coming up for the Yankees to make that change.
Smart play by Tracy, keeping in Suarez, because Suarez really handled Chisholm well. So 1 out. That'll do it for the Red Sox left-hander. They will go to the bullpen, and Caballero will be up with 1 out. Stay Well, Wednesday on Yes, host Gracie Cashman sits down with the Yankees ace Garrett Cole for a deep dive into the numbers that have defined his career. Watch a new episode of The Story of My Number, presented by the New York Lottery, Wednesday following Yankees coverage on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
Would you look at that far right picture on that graphic? Where is Garrett Cole throwing that ball? It looked like he was throwing it in the top deck.
Never know. Maybe he was trying to intimidate somebody. Guerrero comes on and deals to Caballero.
You know, Michael, we broke down earlier, you know, the one strength that Boston has had, even though they've had a dismal season, is their bullpen. They lead all of baseball ERA-wise. So this is not the type of game that you want to challenge them to a bullpen match. Well, we got another 101-mile-an-hour sinker, Michael.
35 years old, got called up on May 22nd. And this stint with the Red Sox, his first big league action since 2019 with the Marlins. Pitched in Japan in 2022 with the Chiba Latte Marines. And then went back there last year to pitch with the Marines again. $93-mile-an-hour slider.
Yeah, but you're also you're doing a favor throwing a slider when you throw 101 and have some movement, especially with this frame, this lanky, tall. It's extremely hard to pick up the ball when you're not used to the height of some guys.
Now, how about this? His first stint in the big leagues, Paul, he was called Tehran because of a clerical error and never corrected it. His name is T-Y-R-O-N, Tyrone, but he was Tehran first time around.
I remember one time you show up for opening day. I'm with Cincinnati Reds. I'm about 3 years into the major league or whatever. You know, you put on your brand new uniform for opening day. I walked out and somebody said your name's spelled wrong. I look at it, so I think they're kidding me. I go in the bathroom, look, there's only one L.
No.
And I had a big opening day, had some hits and everything. I was just hoping nobody noticed.
Right.
Came back game 2, 2 L's and an offer.
See, you would have stayed with the one L.
Absolutely. I might have changed it myself.
Who said what the L? Chopped. Gasper. Fields fires. Got him. Good play by Gasper.
Yeah, that's got to be a frustrating play. Gasper gets out, and then you have to wait for the ball to come down. And you know, Caballero has good speed, but he does. He continues to get out towards the mound, which makes it an easier throw. Really good job.
Well, they're going to send up Spencer Jones to pinch hit for Sanchez. Spencer Jones played on Friday, was 3 for 3, and they got pinch hit for when the Red Sox brought in lefty Chapman.
Yeah, I think that Spencer Jones, if you're Aaron Boone, you hope that he just goes on fire and starts hitting some balls in the seats for you, but you really want to try to match him up with some righties where he can get comfortable and have better swings. That's why he didn't start against Suarez, who's really good against lefties.
So Sanchez in his first Yankee action was 0 for 2. Manny Coulombe is warming, one of the 4 lefties in the bullpen for the Red Sox. 2 outs, nobody on. So Jones hitting .259 with 3 ribbies, but looking for his first big league home run. Tim Hill getting ready for the Yanks. Wow, 100 miles an hour. 1-1.
Yeah, I don't know that, you know, you think, okay, major leagues and you're seeing 100. You see 100 in the minor leagues now. I mean, look at LeGrande, but you're not going to see location and sequencing like you do here in the major leagues.
Dialed it up to 101. You know, for a young player who's used to playing every day in the minors to come off the bench and face that, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's just a mindset that, you know, you've done this before, and, you know, Spencer Jones has probably not done this before, pinch hitting, you know, in a big situation. He's used to playing every day in the minor leagues.
1-2. 103, and he swings through it for the final out. Wow, that's impressive by Guerrero. Yankees go down in order against 2 Red Sox pitchers. We go to the 8th inning. It's a 1-1 game right here on Yes. The 7th inning with a double play at the bat of IKF. The Powerball double play. Double your play with Powerball double play for just $1 more. Try it today, New York Lottery. Can you imagine?
Well, you can imagine if they were in trouble right there. Hedrick gets a big double play to get out of that inning. IKF coming off the bench, hit it hard. The wrong spot.
Tim Hill takes over. They'll face the top of the order, starting with Duran. Shows bunt and takes a strike on the outside corner.
They're not fooling Rosario. Rosario way in on the grass, trying to take that bunt away. Tim Hill, tough lefty, side armor against the lefty.
I'm sorry, Paul. It was hard not to be impressed by Guerrero. Wow.
I mean, yeah, you talk about a guy who's just getting back to the big leagues, has been in the minor leagues, and he strikes a guy with 103. I mean, that's just not something you see every day.
Fly ball, left field. Bellinger toward the line, makes the play. Well, tomorrow, and yes, the Yankees head to Cleveland to kick off a rematch with the Guardians. Extended coverage starts at 4:30 with 2 full hours of pregame leading up to first pitch shortly after 6:30. It's on Yes and the Gotham Sports app.
The Guardians took care of the Yankees. The Yankees squeaked one out, so in Cleveland they have a little bit better luck.
Be Will Warren against Gavin Williams. And there's a strike to Rafaela. Rafaela was 2 for 3 against Schlittler.
Yeah, he had a couple of really good at bats, and you see a lot of guys square up high fastballs off Schlittler, and he did.
0-2. Out to right field, Caballero. Caballero was out early today, taking a lot of fly balls off the bat of Luis Rojas, just getting more comfortable in right field.
Yeah, I mean, his role now is he was the everyday shortstop. Volpe's back, so it's going to be in and out. So, you know, you want to keep him in the lineup, but believe me, when you're an everyday player at other positions, you've got to get your work in because he's going to be that utility guy because you want his, you know, his base stealing and his offense in the lineup.
Abreu takes a strike. Always wondered, Paul, if you're taking outfield fly balls and a coach is hitting it with a fungo, are you really learning anything?
Not nearly. I mean, you're getting the sight lines and things like that, but not nearly like it is taking off live batting practice, where you know the spin of the bat from righties and lefties. Lefties usually hook the ball. Righties are usually kind of inside outing, fading. So yeah, to your point, which is a really good point, live batting practice is the way to do it.
And then they kind of changed things up in the middle, where another coach was just tossing the ball to Rojas, who was hitting it then rather than throwing up and hitting it. So it did have some kind of live action off.
Yeah, that's much better than just easy, lofty fungo balls.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on Abreu. We're in the 8th inning, 1-1 game. Rosario sets, fires, and Hill comes on and works a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning here in the Bronx. Yankees 1, Red Sox 1. Hey, Paul Goldschmidt's going to lead off, and now it gives me time to congratulate him. Congratulations to Paul Goldschmidt on being voted the Montefiore Einstein Player of the Week. 7 games, 276, 2 home runs, 8 ribbies, an OPS of 852. The insurance policy the Yankees took out, just in case Stan got hurt, it's paying off right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a godsend for the last few weeks, especially, where he's gotten hot offensively. Also been able to give Ben Rice some time off at DHing instead of playing first base every day. Goldschmidt's been really, really good for the Yankees.
0-1. Justin Slayton comes on for the Red Sox. Goldschmidt, so much of a better hitter against lefties than righties. 385 against lefties, 187 against righties. And it couldn't be like that his whole career, Paul, because he won an MVP, but I guess as he's gotten older and the playing time is not steady.
You touched on it. It's as you get older, and nobody wants to admit it, but now I can admit it because I don't play anymore. As you get older, you lose a little bat speed. It's just the way it is. And against righties, you pick up the ball a little bit later and it catches up to you. I remember at the end of my career, balls off lefties inside I could not get to like I could early in my career. So from the lefties, you pick it up, you got a little bit more time. And believe me, Paul Goldschmidt, borderline Hall of Famer, if not a Hall of Famer, has had no issues with righties early in his career, but it's starting to show up a little bit, but still a guy that puts together good at bats.
It was Ben Rice. That's the best explanation I've ever heard of that, because you're picking it up just a moment later.
You just have a little bit more time. Me as a lefty picking it up from a righty, much more comfortable. He picking it up from a lefty. And it's not like, okay, I'll go to a lighter bat. I'll do something. You might open your stance a little bit, but still, you're just not quite as quick as you were when you're 25 years old.
Ben Rice 0 for 3. 1-1 count. And a strike. Two and two. Skied the other way and out of play. Each team with 6 hits. And it's a 1-1 game. Yankees scored in the bottom of the 5th. And the Red Sox scored in the top of the 6th. Slayton pitched the 8th inning on Friday. He won 1, 2, 3 on 4 pitches. He got Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and Chisholm. He's allowed no earned runs in 11 of his 12 games this season. 28 years old. With Garrett Whitlock on the IL, he's seeing higher leverage work. Whitlock's expected to return on Tuesday. But it shows you how deep this Red Sox bullpen is. Grounded foul. Slayton missed a month with a right oblique strain. It'll be a 9th pitch coming up. And he wins the battle on a breaking ball. Rice swings over the top, 2 away.
Yeah, it's just a great sequence. I mean, he showed him and beat him inside a few times, and then you get that front hip moving a little bit and spin it a little bit. You see that bat head go way out in front. Just kind of setting up the pitches before setting up the off speed.
Here's Bellinger, 1 for 3. 1-0. Driven deep to right field. Going back Abreu on the track at the wall. See ya! A home run for Bellinger, and the Yankees lead 2-1.
Well, Cody Bellinger's 9th of the year and a big one. You couldn't think of a better time. He kind of opened up and looked for something to pull. He got it, and he did not miss it. Big time for Cody Bellinger.
Well, now it becomes a safe situation for Bednar. 9th home run for Bellinger. His 41st run batted in. And that is a big-time blow for Bellinger. Rosario takes a strike.
Now watch his front hip start to leak a little bit, which just opens up, and it just gives you an opportunity, if you get a pitch, to drive it out of here.
Looped into right field. It's going to dunk in for a base hit for Rosario.
You go back to Cody Bellinger again, and that spinner right there, the cutter, just did not get inside, which allowed the barrel to get right to the ball, and instead of that ball breaking in on the handle, a no-doubter looking to pull the ball, got a pitch he could do it, didn't miss it.
When he opened up, is he trying to hit a home run there?
He's trying to clear those hips, so if he does get a pitch, he's going to enable himself to pull it. And again, I always said that, you know, the pitch from the pitcher dictates what you can do. He missed with the spinner. He was opened up and ready for it. He didn't miss it.
Look what he's done since May 1st. 1-1 on Grisham. Grisham 2 for 3. 2 at-bats against the lefty Suarez. 2 hits against the lefty Suarez. Slowly but surely, he's bumping his average up to respectability at 218. Rosario at first, held there by Contreras. Rosario goes, pitches a strike, throw, goes into center field. Hits a stolen base. Rosario stays right there as Rafaela got the ball quickly.
Well, good job by Rosario. You might as well give it a chance. And this ball was airmailed, so there was no deflection off the glove. So Rafaela easily holds him at second base.
So the pitch was a strike. A 1-2 count on Grisham. Runner in scoring position. Yankees lead 2-1. 2 runs on 8 hits. The Red Sox 1 run on 6 hits. And that one is into right field for a base hit. Rosario rounds third. He's coming home. He'll score an RBI single for Grisham. And the Yankees lead 3-1.
Well, what a day at the plate for Grisham. A couple hard hit balls off of Suarez, and now a big 2-out hit here. You know, this is why you steal bases. You give an opportunity for a base runner to score on a single. That's exactly what happened. Grisham had gone away with Suarez and hit the ball to left center field, but by staying in there, and he's able to jam shot this for a big base hit for the Yankees.
Well, the home run was stung, but Rosario just found grass. That one just eluded a glove, and that's baseball.
Yeah, and it comes down to situational hitting. I mean, it's such a different at bat if you're Bellinger in a tie game. You got to open up and try to take a chance early in the count, where you've got a guy on second base. You want to put the ball in play and give yourself a chance. It's just 2 good examples of what to do in certain situations.
Runner goes. Throw to second, not in time. Stolen base for Grisham, his 5th stolen base of the year.
Well, you love to see the Yankees now, you know, try to just put this thing away by just being aggressive. You know, you get a jump, make them do everything defensively right. They have not, to this point, making another opportunity to get another run here.
Pitch was a ball, 1-0 on Volpe. Another runner in scoring position. Did he go? Nope. And the count 2-0. Jess Chisholm's on deck. Three and 0. So the 2 stolen bases in this inning now gives the Yankees 64. And that ties them with the Guardians for the American League lead. 3-0. Ball 4. Didn't come close. Now he has to deal with Jazz Chisholm. But it will not be Slayton doing that. Here comes Tracy. He's going to call for one of his left-handers. 1st and 2nd. Yankees 2 runs in. 2 men out. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. Visit Hyundai.com for more information. By Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. And by Optimum Fiber, famously fast fiber internet. Pretty good catchers in this.
You know, I like that guy right there. Jorge, one of the best guys ever to play with.
Like him that much, huh?
I really do.
Joe LaSorsa. He's from Mount Kisco. So likely many family and friends in the ballpark. One of 4 lefties in the bullpen for the Red Sox. They bring him in to face Jazz, who is trying to avoid the golden sombrero. He struck out 3 times. High fly ball, right center field. Rafael back on the track, at the wall. See ya! A 3-run home run for Chisholm as the Yankees pouring it on here in the 8th inning.
A big home run from Jazz, his 8th of the year. But you know what this proves, Michael? This proves that you can score runs without Aaron Judge. You've got guys in this lineup that do things. Cody Bellinger with a home run. Now Jazz with a huge 3-run home run. Yankees rolling.
8th home run of the year. So now he just with one swing wiped out the 3 strikeouts.
Also put a dent in that bullpen for the Red Sox that have been so good coming into this game.
Here's Caballero. 1 for 3. Pitch outside. LaSorsa was on the Pirates AAA team in Indy. Traded to Boston for cash Thursday. Red Sox called him up Friday when Bayo got sent down, and then he serves up this 3-run home run to Jazz. 1-2.
I mean, he's had some good swings against Suarez, but you're right, Michael. It's like he wasn't picking it up well. Well, he picked this one up well. A lot of times when you're facing a guy and you have a tough day, you wonder, is it the pitcher or is it me? And then as soon as you face another pitcher and hit a big 3-run homer, maybe you can just give credit to Suarez that he threw good stuff and you finally got something you could hit.
That's the 50th Yankee home run by Jazz Chisholm. Now he's playing some sweet music. You love your bat when it hits a home run, don't you?
You know what? You just look at it and admire it and say thank you. And then on the next one you could punish it, throw it in the cooler, everything. It's a hit and miss relationship, you know that?
It's like a pitch clock violation. So 3-2.
Yeah, we're wondering coming into this inning. I mean, you're looking at extra innings. 1-1 game. All of a sudden, boom, a big inning from the Yankees.
Well, you can see the Yankees are trying to get on base to run against Gasper. And they finally did in this inning. Couple of home runs, couple of stolen bases. Strike 3. Now you know why Judge was, or Jazz was so kind to that bat? He used Judge's bat.
That man's got to get his own stuff.
No, the other people's stuff works, Paul.
Other pants, other socks, other whatever. It works.
Well, the Yankees used some Bronx Bomber magic first by Cody Bellinger, and then with Aaron Judge's bat. Aaron Judge is laid up, but not the bat. A 3-run home run. Yankees lead 6-1. It's time to name that Yankee. Yankees and the Red Sox. The answer is the great Elston Howard. First African-American player to play for the New York Yankees. Helped the Red Sox in the Impossible Dream season. And he is related to the Knicks' Josh Hart. Won the American League MVP in '63. 12-time All-Star, 2 Gold Gloves. What a player. David Bednar on, try to close this out. He's 1-1 on Contreras.
I didn't want to chime in and try to take your thunder since you got that first, so I'll let you do the whole thing.
But you did get it, I'm happy to know.
Yeah, in the back of my mind, it was easy.
4 consecutive scoreless appearances for Bednar. One and 2. They bring in McMahon to tighten up the defense at third. Foul back to the screen. Take a look at the Contreras' double that drove in a run in the 6th. Exit velocity presented by Spectrum. It was 110 off the bat. Right over the head of Bellinger, 372 feet. Hit off the base of the wall. That tipped into the glove of Escara. Contreras down on strikes. Well, fans, after the final, I'll get highlights, analysis, clubhouse interviews, and we'll hear from the manager. Plus, I'll look ahead to the series with the Guardians. That's all coming up on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. 1 down here in the 9th inning. Yankees lead by 5, 6-1. 6 runs on 10 hits for the Yanks. 1 run on 6 hits for the Red Sox. And the pitch to Yoshida is a strike. Backdoor curve. Oh and 2. Yoshida is 0 for 3 today. 1 and 2. So pretty strong start for Schlittler. The Yankee bullpen has done an outstanding job. And the offense came alive in the 8th inning, and Bednar's trying to close it down. Grounded, Volpe gets a nice hop. And the Yankees aren't out away from a win.
And a big win too, Michael. Anytime that you're having trouble scoring runs and you get late in the game, just a big inning, starting off with the Bellinger home run, but then the Jazz thing, it just brings confidence of getting on that plane today, moving on to the next series, knowing that, this is our team. We still have the ability to go out and beat teams. Another good one by Cam Schlittler too. You can't take that away. That he bounced back and had a great outing.
Pitch to Gasper is a strike, backdoor. 0-1. Gasper 1 for 3. Third sellout of the year here at Yankee Stadium. Line to left field. Bellinger there, and the Yankees win 6-1. The offense in the 8th inning, led by that guy and that guy with 2 home runs, couple of stolen bases. They create runs, they bash runs, and the Yankees win 6-1 the split, this abbreviated 2-game set.
Well, you never saw this game late in the game ending up 6-1, but we talked about that huge big inning by the Yankees and another good win. Anytime you can eke out a win late in the game, you go on the road and start racking up some wins.
Well, the New York Yankees, their 38th win against 26 losses. Tampa Bay has lost today. So essentially the Yankees and the Rays are tied for first. The Rays are percentage points ahead, but they've made up a lot of ground as the Rays have hit the skids. And the Yankees have played some catch-up. We're going to do so much more. We've got awards to give out, the post game after that. This one, Yankees 6, Red Sox 1.